Alright, welcome to the after work video. Got a little bit of a late start. I could have started right at 5, but I decided to not do that. It's going to be a big problem if I don't start right at 5 because I've only got a few days. So basically every minute I don't take this with utmost seriousness is a minute that I might fail the exam. So I think I have a good chance of passing this. I think what I've been doing so far has been pretty structurally sound. Yes, I don't have the official study materials. Yes, I'm going my own way. Yes, I'm using just free materials online, the official doc, which I think puts me at a huge disadvantage. But I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Yeah, so I think I do have a shot at passing this thing. I'm feeling pretty good, but I do want to definitely get through all of the subject matter. Okay, so we're going to do our second video on route targets. So it's going to be configuring the router C to serve as the route reflector. So yeah, that's pretty simple pretty simple change. I'm going to try to just do it all from memory. So let's start by configuring the route reflector. It'll be router C. Okay, so that's interesting. Router C actually didn't need any BGP configuration to serve as a transit router. It's just going to have that BGP information flow through it seamlessly, but it's not going to process any BGP information. So one thing we can take a look at is show MPLS LSP, and we'll see some transit LSPs. Yeah, so we've got lots and lots of transit LSPs. We've got 6 of them because we've got a full mesh of bidirectional, a pair of bidirectional. So LSPs are always unidirectional, but we've got one for each direction for each of our connections. So we have a total of 6. So this is all we need to transit to that traffic. We don't need any sort of BGP configuration unless we were to set up a route reflector, which we're going to do right now. We'll say IBGP route reflector. Oops, and this is going to be a group. Okay. Internal set cluster ID 2. Okay, and then all we need to do is set neighborships. And I forget exactly. I know it's like 192.168 addresses. Yeah, okay, so, yep, so we're going to form neighborships to these addresses. So set neighbor, yep, .2, and I believe the other one's .3, but we can look at the routing table here to see what the other ones are. Oops, so we don't have a .3, we have a .4 and a .5. Yep, and these are learned via the IGP. OSPF are also learned via RSVP. And of course in the Oh, and never mind. Yep, this it's learned through the IGP. Okay, so we've got 2, we've got 4, and we've got 5. Okay, so it's kind of like a hub and spoke configuration. So we're gonna have lots of neighbors here, but on each of these we just have a single neighbor statement to the route reflector. So it's going to simplify that configuration. So let's commit this and then move on to the other routers. Oops, so I do need my my local autonomous system, which is going to be 2. Okay, so let's go change up the configuration on the PEs. Okay, so now instead of these 2 neighbor statements here, we're just going to need a single neighbor statement to the route reflector. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to do is set up a local address and a loopback address on router C. That's going to be required for those neighborships to come up. So let's finish what's required here. This is just simply one statement, so it simplifies things quite a bit now that there's no longer a full mesh required. And then let's go back to router C and add the local address and the loopback address. Okay, now it's time for the local address. Perfect. So everything is good to go in that regard. Yep. So time for the other routers. I'll do my verification steps once my configuration is done. I think it would be better, like during the test, to just verify after each configuration, because if I don't know what the best way to do that is. See here. Okay, so much more simplified. Unfortunately, we would still need the full mesh well, actually, no, we wouldn't need a full mesh of connections of LSPs, but since we want to serve all sites, we are going to need one. Okay. All right, so that looks good. Yep, so let's see if this comes up. Oops, so it's inactive. That's interesting. Is it because it's, oh, no, it's working. Oh, it went back to active, so we can see it clearly did not work. first of all, so right off the top of my head, I already believe I know why it didn't work. If I do a show route on the address I'm trying to form a neighborship to, oh, okay, that's surprising. Huh, but I didn't add the loopback. Oh, it was in there already. Huh. Do I need to? Huh. Okay, well, I thought that's all I needed. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm still not super confident with this. This will definitely be a subject where I'm doing the help apropos to try to figure out what I don't know on the fly. So I did that in the last video already, so let's go and look at what I might be missing. Actually, before we do that, let's use trace options to figure out what the problem is. And I might already have it enabled on router B, so let's do trace options on router B so I don't need to add the new configuration. Yep, so monitor start. There we go. Yep, so we already got things going on that. Yep, we've got a message here. Now you can do it. Okay, well, let's see here. Because this is just a lot of information here, and I'm not sure if it's all relevant. Let's see if that's. Oh, here we go. Unsupported, so okay, so we got a mismatch NLRI. So let's put this, let's do a monitor stop because we got everything, and then open up Notepad++, save this message. So we got mismatch NLRI. So they have iNet unicast enabled, but we have iNet VPN unicast and iNet 6 VPN unicast enabled. Okay, so we're going to need to change that. So you can see just how valuable being comfortable using trace options can be. Same thing with debug on Cisco. A lot of times you're taught that using debug commands is just dangerous and reckless and foolish, and there's no reason to ever do it. But you can actually write the debug commands to a file instead of put them in console, and you can make the file so it's only a certain size and it just overwrites them. So learning how to do that sort of thing safely is really, really important. So you'll never hear me telling you never use debug or anything like that, but I will definitely expect anyone using it to use it safely. Okay, so now we've got yeah, so I was missing from here the, and I that actually was the first thing that came to my my mind. I'm like, oh well, maybe the, but I thought you didn't need the, like, I thought you could form neighborships without having the families enabled. Okay, so hopefully things come up now. And the best place to check the neighborships is from the hub, because then you can see all the spokes. Open confirm, much better. Getting there. Aha! So we've got that established. And it looks like the other one. Yep, the other one's been established as well. So you can see just how valuable those traceroute commands are. I didn't have to use help apropos. I didn't have to do a Google search. 5 minutes of looking at the trace routes, less than that, 1 minute. I was able to figure out the problem because it spelled it out there, right there in plain English. Mismatch NLRI, real easy. Yep, and this is going to be a notification. That's why the, yeah, so, okay, so perfect. Yeah, so that's done. Let's see what the difference is between that and what is in the... Oh, okay, so yeah, this is one thing I forgot that I would like to do, is actually use route target filtering. Okay, so it looks like they want family route target enabled under every neighbor. Alright, so I wonder if I can just enable it at a upper hierarchy level, and then it will inherit down to all the neighbors. There we go. Okay, so we've got route target filtering set up now. We should have a bgp.rtarget.0 table. Oops, it looks like we don't have one. Oh, and it looks like, that's interesting. So it looks like once I enabled that, all of the connections went down. Okay, so it made the connections reset, but it looks like they're able to reestablish no problem. Okay, yep, so they're all established now again. Let's see if that table, okay, and now we got the table. It just looks like it's not populated with anything yet. I wonder if it will eventually populate. Let's check router E and see if its table is populated. Okay, so same deal. Oh, I see, because, yeah, we all have the same route target. Although I do notice something unusual. I don't have the BGP routes learning the other route targets anymore. I'm just curious if I can still ping end-to-end. I'm going to try that. Okay, so I can't ping end-to-end anymore. It looks like I'm no longer receiving routes. So my MPLS sessions are up. So I think I know what the problem is. I don't have IPv6 tunneling enabled for MPLS. Let me try that. Okay, so now you can see. Oh, never mind. Nope, I thought it looked different. Nope. So yeah, I still won't be able to ping. All right, so that wasn't the answer. Yeah, I didn't think that would be necessary. Okay. Now this is interesting. They have the route distinguisher ID set up in kind of a unusual location under routing options, instead of within the actual. Now what's even stranger about that is I wouldn't think that the route reflector would even belong to a custom routing instance that would have a route distinguisher, so I wouldn't even think the route distinguisher ID would be necessary on the route reflector. I'm going to need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Let's try to keep working on this. It looks like, unfortunately, when I moved it over to use the route reflector, it lost the ability to ping end-to-end, so I wasn't expecting that. I don't see any issues. So the BGP connections are up. The MPLS LSPs are up. So I really don't understand why it just wouldn't be exchanging the routing information anymore. Because I just don't see what the big change was. All I did was set up the neighborships here. Maybe the all of the NLRI matches. So yeah, I don't see what the problem would be. Let's try enabling routing options again. And that's always going to be the best thing to do. That needs to be my first instinct more than it is. Right now, it's typically not my first instinct. So okay. So here's the keep alives. I wish I could see a message talking about receiving routes or not. I think I can trigger that message by going on router E and then without flapping the connection, just change the kinds of routes that are exchanged. Yeah, because all we got are keep alives right now. I guess I could try flapping the connection. Yeah, I'm gonna try just flapping the connection. That'll be the easiest way. Alright, and it's gonna be the IBGP connection. So I should get a, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So this is not a keep alive, this is, oh, no, it is a keep alive. I should get something more than just a keep alive, an update. Let's see if the, okay, so it's still inactive. So I won't get my updates quite yet. Okay, it's in OpenFirm, so should be getting an update soon. Okay, so I didn't get a update message. That's a sign that something's wrong is happening. Okay, here's just a regular old keep alive again. We're gonna get these more frequently because we're getting them from all three of the routers. Let's see what happens when I restart this again. Okay, we got a notification, of course, for that going down, but let's see what happens when it comes back up. So it's down. Okay, so the messages after this will be relating to it coming up. You might get a keep alive jumping in here and there. Yeah, there's one. There's another one. Probably some more keep alives eventually. Oh, nope. So we got our connect message.
Oops, so we did get a, oh, but that's a collision. Remember, we can use the passive command. Went over that many times before. Okay, so this looks good to me. Let's do a monitor stop. Okay, and then let's put all this in Notepad++, so it's easier to look through. I hope I'll have a different terminal when I take this. I'm not sure what terminal I'll be taking it with. And if it's on my work computer, I don't even know, because I use like, I don't know if every kind of terminal is compatible with the test engine software. Like, I don't know if you have to use a certain kind of terminal, and I don't have PuTTY, or sorry, not PuTTY, I don't have Secure CRT. Like, you gotta pay a license for that. I don't have it. Okay, so what we're looking for is why that connection was able to form, but the routes weren't able to exchange. So we do have a notification message here, but that's just because of that race condition. You can use the passive keyword to overcome that. So this is interesting. It looks like it's not ready to send routes. Ah. So BGP need resolution here. So we got unusable. Sync RT add for resolution. So it looks like it's trying to do that. Okay, so nothing too easy answers not to be found, unfortunately. Oops. But we're still missing the VPN INET 6 routes now that we're using route reflection. Huh. Oops. And I'm not sure why that's happening. I wish I knew. Oh, this is a keep alive. All right, so let's use the help apropos to learn more about route reflection. Okay. Okay, so device A is going to be the route reflector. So here's an example configuration for just a regular old route reflector.
Okay, so I noticed that there is a export route. Okay, so I think that's what we're missing. We we're meant to be learning these routes in the INET 6 table, and usually we learn them through BGP. So I think we're missing a policy. Okay, so I'll make one named exchange routes. Okay, and let's take a look at what we've got here. Yep, that looks good. So hopefully this will make it pop up in the table now. See, I didn't think that would work because I thought it was going to learn it through the LSP. Like I thought it would just be able to learn it fine without any issue. I'm really confused by this. Do I need to set it in my why are they, I don't understand why they're redistributing OSPF routes. Yeah, I'm really confused why this isn't working the way I thought it would. Maybe it doesn't need VPN, since it's not in a VPN here. Maybe I have the wrong family enabled. I'm getting. See, that's the problem. Is like if you study too much, and you're not careful about your study environment, you just get carpal tunnel. Like the answer to passing a test is not always just you know study for 10 hours a day, because like if your body wears out and you got carpal tunnel and you can't even sit in front of your computer on test day, then you got a problem. I always have a little bit of a flare up right here just because of the way I use the control key. Control C, control V really messes up my hand, so usually I just auto hotkey it, so paste is like F2 and copy is F3. But I haven't done that because everything is so different. Back in my old job for 5 years, you know, I had that, but now that everything is so different and changing so fast, I haven't kept up with the changes. So I've been using the control key and the tab key, and it's flaring up this again. Okay, I'm just completely confused. Okay, so it wasn't. I bet you the neighborships are down. Oh, it looks like they're not down, but it could just be they're not down because they haven't gone down yet. Yeah, I don't get why the routes aren't exchanging. I think I'm gonna undo that last configuration here though. I'm gonna roll back both of them. Okay, so I don't need the policy, and then I'm gonna change the family. Huh. Yeah, I'm just completely stumped in every way. I think it might be a good idea to do a Google search, because if I'm legitimately this stumped. Let's see here. So.
Huh, okay, I don't understand. I'm really confused. Okay, so P2 is acting as the route reflector. Let's take a look at P2. Okay, so here's the route reflector. Cluster, yeah, so this is what I thought. I didn't think there was anything that special required. Huh. So why is it acting so funny? I thought I understood route reflection pretty well, but apparently I don't understand it, like, not even a little bit. Yeah, so here they're just using BGP to peer up with CE1. And this is interesting, they're using the AS override keyword. That's because they don't want the CE1 autonomous system to show up in the path list. And that's going to be important because if another site is in the same autonomous system as CE1 and you have that in the path list, it wouldn't be able to import the routes. So that's going to be important to include. But that's not what's going on in my situation. In my situation, routes are not exchanging for some reason. So we can see we've got MPLS LSPs up, but if I do a show route table, and then which table is it going to be? VPNA, INET 6.0. We don't have anything being learned from the other sites. Yeah, and if I were to revert all the stuff I did before, so rollback, what is it, like rollback 5 now or something? Yeah, so if I roll back, even that is too many. Yeah, so this would clean up everything I did. We'd be removing family route target, we'd be adding the full mesh connections, and then oh, maybe this is it. That this statement needed to be on there. Oh, you know what? I think I do need an export policy. Yeah, I think I'm missing. No, because I've got it here. So from protocol BGP, then we're going to accept it. So it should be accepted into the VPN-A table. Yeah, and we can see that it is from that side, but it's just the ones from the other side aren't being accepted. Let's try a hidden. So nothing. Still, let's do a show route advertising. GP. Okay, so I am advertising my BGP route targets, but it doesn't look like I'm advertising any routes. And I'm not receiving anything. Let's try getting rid of the route target commands. I'm just not sure what they do, and not having them on there would remove a layer of complexity. Okay, so now let's see if now that I don't have that on there, it advertises something else. Okay, so now it's just not advertising anything at all. Okay. Oh, don't. So, aha. So, yep, that was the answer. Because I had the route target on there, we were advertising the route target, and we weren't advertising the actual prefix. Okay, so now if I do a receive, we'll eventually see some routes pop in here. Okay, so they're now advertising, but for some reason they're not receiving. But they're all advertising, they're just not receiving. So I wonder if I need that policy. Let's do a rollback to yeah, I wonder if I need this policy here. Let's try it. Rollback 0. Protocols, BGP-R. Huh, that's interesting that that's not a valid instinct. Oh. Huh, okay. Yeah, there's nothing populating. I wonder if my other instinct of still nothing. Okay, so let's see if we're receiving.
Okay, so perfect. We've got hidden routes here. So we notice we've got a strange next hop that's not going to be usable. So I think that's going to be the problem here. Why we can't exchange those routes, because the next hop is not usable. So I remember having this issue on the other routers. I forget how I resolved it. Oh, I thought I resolved it by enabling MPLS tunneling, which I already have enabled. Yeah. So that's not the answer. Yeah, so the problem is that I'm unable to put it in my routing table because I don't have a valid, yeah, but because my next hop is unusable. So I guess I could create a next hop self policy. Would that do it? That might do it. Yeah, because right now it's getting the next hop as a, yeah, so, yeah, and I can't exactly have the next hop be a IPv4 address. But that's what's going wrong. So I guess I could make the next hop I could set up another loopback address and have that be the next hop and make the local address a IPv6 address. That might do it. All right, let's try the import policy as well. Yeah, so let's do edit protocols, BGP group, BGP-R, set import. Because I want it to, like, it's like, you know, I want this to just be a thing that exchanges the information. I don't care whether or not there's a
valid next hop from here or not. I care whether there's a valid or next hop from its final destination. Yeah, so that's the problem, is the next hop is unusable, so it can't be installed in the table, except as a hidden route. But does it make it... Yeah, and it's not making it to this other side. So I kind of hate to do this, but I do think I want to call it. I guess I'm tempted to... Now this is a tough situation because I tried to, by the seat of my pants, figure things out, and that turned out to be kind of a costly mistake. I think I would have been better off just configuring this as it is. But I didn't do that. So I'm tempted to just try and do that now, just so I can get a better sense of route target filtering. So unfortunately, I think I wasted some time here. Okay, so let's end the video like this. I should have enough time. I can go until 7 today. It's going to be a little bit extra, but I'm going to abandon this. I know what the problem is. The problem is that it doesn't have a valid next hop, and I just don't think troubleshooting that to give it a valid next hop is going to be worth my time. I think what will be better is following this example for route target filtering. So let's do that. This is going to be for router PE1. So let's strip down this yeah, we're going to have PE1. Yeah, so router D is going to be, so let's simplify things. We're going to delete the CEs for now. Okay, and then I'm going to move, get rid of these labels here, or I don't know. Okay, I'm going to move this up here, and we're going to have PE1, PE2, PE3. And then this is going to be the route reflector. So let's start by changing the labels. Oops, I accidentally double selected again. And I relabeled the wrong one because I double selected. Just call that 1. Okay, now I'll single select. PE1, okay, and I don't need these labels for now. PE2, PE3,
and then this one is going to be called yeah, we'll call it RR. Okay, so let's start with PE1. Okay, so we blanked out this config. Yeah, before moving on, we'll add the config. Okay. Doing edit mode for this. Okay, so this is going to be a routing instance, so it would be a customer-facing port. In this case, it would be ETH1, Gigabit Ethernet 001. And they're going to use OSPF to connect to the CEs. I might be using Cisco's for my CEs because Cisco's boot up so much faster. Okay, and I might as well, they're not gonna, okay, I'll finish this one and then I'll make the policy. Looks like they're not gonna show the configuration for the policy, but it can be assumed what the configuration is gonna be. Okay, so it looks like here they are using different kinds of interfaces. They're just using a router on a stick configuration, so they're using VLANs, it looks like. I'm actually kind of tempted to use two different ports for this. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do delete. So we're not going to be using VLANs, but what we're doing could easily be done with VLANs. Okay, so let's take a look at what I've got so far. So, yep, we've got one VLAN going to customer off of this port, and then we've got another customer with its own VLAN. So let's do edit instances, VPN2, delete interface 0. Set. Okay. There you go. Looks good to me. Yep, that looks good. We're also going to need the export BGP routes policy. Okay, time to move on to PE2. Okay, I'm hoping I can finish this before 7. This video is going a bit long. Okay, time to configure PE2. Let's do a commit of the base config before moving on. There we go. Okay, so we gotta pick out some interfaces. So let's pin up those Cisco routers right now. So we're gonna need 2 over here. I'm going to 0 and 1, or no, not 0 and 1, 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay, and then we need 2 over there, and we'll be picking out which ports. Okay, it's going to go to 3 and 4. Yeah, 3 and 4. Okay, AS override, really important because all of these customers have the same AS. Okay, so it looks like this one has 3 VPNs on it, so we're going to need a third Cisco router. I'll set that up. Okay, so I believe we have a export policy, or not? No, I actually don't see one. We have a VRF export policy, but that's, oh, okay, yeah, so that is what I was thinking. That's got to be defined. It looks like they didn't give it to us, so we'll need to think of what it's going to look like. Yeah, so we've got to come up with our own policy. Protocols, sorry, edit, policy options, policy statements, import, set, okay, so we'll come up with our own route target. It'll be 200:103. And then it will use this as the community string. So we're going to set then community and then route target. Okay. And we'll set target add, then accept. Oh, wait, no, we don't need to do that for the import. That's for the export. Let's start with the export. Okay, so when we export the policy, it looks like our CE connection is made over BGP, eBGP. So we're gonna do set from protocol BGP. And then we're going to do set then, and now we're going to community route target add, and then we're going to do set then accept. Okay, so then for the I did that. I accidentally did. Okay, so luckily it's going to be a bit easier to edit now. Yeah, so now I can just do a delete, yes, up, edit, policy statement, VPN3, export, and then just put this all like that. Okay, so edit policy statement, VPN3, import. Okay, so now we don't need that from protocol BGP. It's going to be set from community route target set then accept. Okay, so now let's set policy options, community route target, and now we can come up with a and then members, target 200, 103. Here we go. Lots of changes, lots of stuff that they haven't given us, and we'll need to, of course, add the interconnect IPs, all that sort of stuff. They didn't give that to us as well. So this, in and of itself, is going to be challenging enough. Definitely, I think I kind of wasted the first hour, unfortunately, trying to troubleshoot from the seat of my pants instead of from a guide that they have provided. I think I'm gonna need to cut it at 7, but I might be able to come back for a late night video, do 3 videos today. I really want to finish up this topic before tomorrow. 1 topic a day would be a fantastic pace for as long as I can possibly do that. I'm really, really running out of time, and I really need to understand just how little bit of time I have left. That's one thing I definitely, some good advice I have to anyone watching this. My personal advice would be to always try to underestimate the amount of time you have before an exam, because it'll just go by so fast. I think I have a month. What is a week? A week goes by just so fast. So before I know it, I've got 2 days before the exam. It's going to happen before I can even imagine. Okay. Okay, so here we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have 3 routers on this one as well. That's interesting that the first one only had 2. Okay, yeah, but the other 2 have 3. I was expecting this one to mirror the first one and only have 2. But we've got 3 on this last one, so let's let's cable all those up. Okay, so GE001, 2, and 3. Yeah, these have to be Cisco's, otherwise I could not boot up that many Junipers. But GNS3 is made to run Cisco's really efficiently, so there shouldn't be any problems with this. Okay. Okay, so we're under VPN 1 now, which is up here. Set instance type, VRF, set interface. Okay. So they're using RIP now for the PEC connection. So it looks very close to what I had. They're just using a RIP group. Yep, so RIP is kind of strange in that the neighbor's statement includes your own personal interface. It looks like they're using RIP for all of their connections, so we'll go back and define that export policy bgp-rtf after configuring the rest of the routing instances. Okay, so that looks good. Let's do edit multi-statement, and it's going to be routes. Protocol. Okay, so we just got one more. Oops, so we got a number of problems here. Oops, so it looks like that's interesting. So we got 3. Oh, it looks like I accidentally added .1 to this instead of .2. Alright, easy problems have easy solutions sometimes. Oops, and it looks like I accidentally did. So BGP was the name of the policy I went with. Oh, so I included an S there. Oh, yeah, so I forgot the S here. There we go. Oh, we got another problem here. Interface is not in this instance. Oh, okay. It looks like I did 4 here instead of 3. I must have fat fingered that. Yeah, I'm definitely losing my ability to think. And it's like super, it's getting dark. I've been doing this for so long. There we go. Okay, so, yep, everything committed good. Last router is going to be the route reflector. And then after that, I think I'll take a break and try to come back and do a late night video or something. I might just have to do this during the lunchtime video. I hate to take so long though, but there might not be able to wait. Okay.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna commit. Oh, okay, it did commit. That surprised me. I thought I was missing some basic things. Okay, so yeah, I've got them all done. Perfect. That looks good. Um, yeah. So let's see here. I think I've got another hour in me. I did want to do something else, but I don't think. Yeah, I can come back. Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, I've got another hour, so let's put that to good use. We're gonna go and configure the rest of the topology. Yeah, here we've got neighbor addresses. These are going to be to loopbacks. So let's configure all of the loopbacks. Okay, and we'll to know what the loopbacks are, we'll use the local address. Okay. Right, so here's the local address here. Okay, so that looks good. All the loopbacks are configured. Yep, so that's the only addressing we're given here. It's all just loopback addressing. So when it comes to the physical interfaces, we'll need to. Oh, actually, there is a little bit more than just loopback addressing. We've also got for the BGP PEC connections, we have physical interfacing configuration. Let's skip that for now though, because not all of them are using that. Well, actually, no. Often okay, so let's go with what we were given for PE2, and then after we're done with that, we can make up our own addresses. So before we make up our own addresses, we'll use the ones that were given to us. So I'm going to go show configuration pipe display set pipe no more, and yep. So here's for VPN 1. So I'll filter that out. Match VPN 1, and yep. So here's the neighbor. So this is going to belong to this. Okay. There we go. All right, and time for, oh, so we got 2 more left.
Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, now we can go our own way and make whatever IP addressing scheme we would like to make. So we're going to need addresses. Now we already have the addresses here. We already have the loopback addresses, so we'll need addresses for all of these links here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 address blocks. So let's just use 10.0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's start on PE1, and we'll make this .1, .2. Yeah, and then let's do .3, .4, .5, .6, .7, and .8. Okay, so we'll start with VPN 1. Okay. Alright, so now it's time to move on to router 3. Okay, and these are just 1, 2, and 3, so I won't need to. I can move a bit more rapidly on these because the address scheme is so clear. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 gets 3, 4, and 5 because 1 and 2 are assigned over here. So next we're gonna do 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we'll jump back over to PE1 after I commit these. It's gonna be GE000. Okay, so time for PE2000. Okay. And while I'm at here, I might as well just do .8 on this interface. I guess I'm not sure which one this is meant to belong to. So one of them is ETH2, one of them is ETH3. I'm not sure which one. Okay, so it's going to be ETH1 here. Yep, so these labels were correct, thankfully. Perfect. Okay, so P2. Perfect. So we've got all that good to go. I do need to configure the CEs, but we should be able to verify some things before doing that. Let's verify the BGP neighborships and make sure they're all up. So it looks like they're currently in active state. Let's try pinging. No route to host. Oh, I see. So that's another thing that was missing. They didn't tell us the internet connections. They also didn't specify, or sorry, they also didn't give us the IGP or anything like that. So this is going to be a BGP signaled VPN, but it's still going to require an IGP in order for that BGP signaling to work. Now we won't need anything like MPLS or RSVP, anything like that, because it's BGP signaled. I believe. I could be very wrong about that. But let's just start by configuring an IGP. I guess the easiest one is OSPF, and then go from there. Now, I don't think I'll need traffic engineering enabled, but I'm just doing it just because. And then, of course, I won't need it enabled on all of the interfaces. It might actually, oh, I'm surprised it actually didn't fail because some of those interfaces were in custom instances. Perfect. So let's take a look at the routing table now. Okay, so now we're learning, well, we're not quite yet. Let's check it on the route reflector. Okay, that looks a lot better. So now hopefully those neighbor ships will come up. Nope, they're still active. Okay, yep, it just takes them some time. Yeah, so this is a BGP signaled L3 VPN, so we don't need a full mesh, anything like that. Yeah, we don't need a full mesh because it's using a route reflector, and then we're not exchanging IPv6 routes over a MPLS LSP. So that last topology I was looking at just had a lot of extra complexity to it, and it's no wonder I was having a heck of a time with it. This is a much more simple topology. I guess I'm not sure what's happening with this last one. Let's take a look. Okay, so we do have a OSPF route. We can ping it, so I think it's just taking a while, taking its sweet time. I wonder if there's some misconfiguration though. So this is 182 is not showing up. Okay, so it's this one. Huh. Maybe it's just continuing to take its sweet time? Yeah, okay. It just took a lot longer than the other ones for whatever reason. Okay, so yeah, that looks good. I guess the next step, let's verify that the routing tables look the same as they have here. So the command is going to be show route table bgp-rtarget.0. So it looks quite a bit different. We've only got these three route targets showing up. We don't have any of this extra stuff here. I'm not even sure what this is meant to be. Okay. So this is an OSPF route. Okay. Huh. Oh, I see. These are, okay. Yep. That was confusing. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So it looks like I still am missing a few though. According to this, there will be 4 popping up, but from what I have seen, let's see here. There's only 2 popping up. Let's see if there's any hidden ones. Okay, so none of them are hidden. We just aren't having 2 of them pop up. So we've got 101 and 102, but we're missing uh, 103 and 104. So let's check the other tables, see if that looks any better. And I'll clean this up again so it's not a nightmare. Okay, so we've got 101, 102, 103, but here we're missing 104. Not only that, oops, so it's learning it from, okay. Yeah, so problems all around. Let's see what kind of problems we got here. Okay, so here we've got problems with 102. But it looks like the only ones that don't have problems are the locally configured ones. So, and I wonder if that's because it can't do it unless the ports are up. I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the route reflector. Okay, so here, this looks like it's the problem. We don't have anything showing up in this one. So it looks like none of these are advertising their route targets. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because the port is down. Let's try configuring those Ciscos and see if they start advertising their route targets once all the Ciscos are up. Okay, well, so we'll start with the Ciscos off of PE1. Okay, that's going to take a little bit of time for it to come up. Perfect. So we can see this is going to be part of OSPF, and it's going to be off of this interface. Okay. Okay, that should do it. So we've got a neighbor ship. We should have a new route now. I think. Actually, I'm not sure about that. Let's check router 3 and see if it's receiving a new route target now. Nope. Alright. Well, that was really quick and easy to configure, so let's just continue configuring these. This shouldn't take too much time. Okay, so we're using OSPF on this one as well. Okay, so we should see it go loading to full eventually. Hopefully. Ah, there we go. So moving on to the next routers. Go. Okay, so we've got 3 of them this time. Oh, but this one, the good news is we've already got configured. So we don't already have it configured on the Cisco side, but we already have IP blocks that we're going to use. So let's set up BGP. Okay, so I've got to pick an autonomous system. It's going to be 101. Oh, right. Router ID. I believe it's 200. Yeah. There we go. So we should see something popping up saying that neighborship is established, hopefully. Hopefully that happens soon. I just want to verify quick that it is 200. Yep, so it is 200. Alright, I don't see that. It's in idle. Oh, I got the port shut down. There we go. So the port's up. We still gotta wait for the BGP message though. Oh no, we've got a duplicate address. Oh, it was supposed to be .2. I'm not sure what's taking this so long. I didn't think this would be that difficult.
Something's funny is happening because I don't see any BGP traffic going through there. Let's try to figure this out here. So let's go back and verify. Yep, so this is going to be ETH 5, it says? That doesn't seem right. ETH 2? I can't tell which one it is. Alright, I can't tell which one it is. I think this is meant to be over here. Yeah, I think it's ETH 5, 6, and 7. So 5 is ETH 3. Yeah, here. So why would this not work? Oh, I used the wrong neighbor. It's got to be .1. And then my own router ID has to be .2. Okay, so now it's up. Hopefully the other ones will be easier. Now we got BGP traffic, keep alive, it's going through. Oh, well, it stopped. It did the bug where it just randomly stops capturing. All right, moving on.
Now, did I designate it as 101 or 102 on this other side? I can't remember. 101, perfect. 102. It's going to be 200 for all of them. Okay, so hopefully that goes a little bit smoother. Or not. Seems not to be going any smoother than it did before. It's not going any less smooth, but it's not going as smooth. Oh, there we go. Much smoother. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll make sure I do a... Oh, I did. Yeah, I just incessantly do writes. It's not a bad habit at all. It's a really good habit. Okay, so... It's going to be 103. Oh, it's going to be remote AS on Cisco's. There we go. Okay. Takes it a little bit of time. There we go. Alright, time for the last one. I've got 15 minutes, so that's good. Come on. I'll do the classic. If you don't know whether or not it's going to come up, right click and select it. Okay, router 8 never came up. There we go. Okay, so PE3, yep. Okay, so, yep, 1, 2, and 3, so, okay, so this is just like the PE1 CE routers, we can choose our own subnets. Oh, actually, never mind. This is going to be RIP. So we've got OSPF, we've got eBGP, and we've got RIP, just as I did on my own. They have in this example a variety of PE to CE protocols being used. Okay, so I don't think that'll be too difficult. So G0 IP, oops, GI. Yep, IP address. And I believe it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so .0.3.2 slash, or sorry, 2, yeah, shut. Yeah, and now I should be able to ping because the other side. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so now router. Well, luckily Juniper has better RIP commands. Oh, VPN 1. Oh, okay. Well, it says that it's up. I'm confused. Where's my RIP configuration I just added? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, I think that's how you do it. Yeah, you've got to include routing dynamic on there.
Did it get on there? Yeah, I don't see that router dynamic commands on there, so I don't know what happened to that. Yeah, so there's ISIS. I'm pretty sure it's routing dynamic. But if I do that and I do a show run, it doesn't show up. Where did the configuration go? Huh, my configuration just goes away when I configure it as rev. Yeah, where'd it go? For some reason it just doesn't take. Oh, here we go. Now it's showing up. Huh, so it looks like I still don't have the routes targets being exchanged. So I'm not sure what the problem is with that, why they're not being exchanged. So let's do a Google search. You know what? I wonder if the problem is in that let's see here. I wonder if this BGP. Oh, no, this doesn't matter because it's just to the CE. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This makes no sense. Huh, I don't understand. I don't understand why the route targets aren't exchanging.
I wonder, let me look at the PEs again. I'm not going to bother to finish configuring these two. They don't matter. And it's 8 o'clock, which is when I wanted to stop. So I think I'm going to mark this as done. Yeah, it always sucks when I've got to kind of take an L on my goal, but oh, okay, here we go. So we do have the route targets showing up here. The problem is that they're hidden though. So it's because the next hop is unusable is why. So same issue I had before. Yeah. So let's do Juniper route reflector. Yeah, this might be good. Oh, okay, must be. Don't have at least one. Okay. Okay. I thought you could signal it with BGP. Okay. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end the video here. I might even just not come back to this tomorrow. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna mark this done just because I have to. You know, I put it I put a lot of effort into it. Maybe during this egress node protection, we can come back and finish this up, figure out what the heck the problem was. But until then, I really got to keep moving at a breakneck pace. All right, so thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.